Good morning, my name is Jay and I am making this video for myself and for those of you that have had an ayahuasca experience, are about to have an ayahuasca experience, or are new and considering having an ayahuasca experience as I was, and I'm a newbie to this. So a little bit of background information about myself. I am a qualified angelic Reiki master teacher and a professional UK assessor, which means that I assess adult development and skills in the workplace, from public-facing first point of contact personnel to your top executives. I have an aeronautical, aviation and travel background, together with a UK university education, but I am also proud of my common sense and life experience education. There is absolutely nothing wrong with having been to the University of Life, the University of Hard Knocks, the University of Setbacks. Some exceptional people have come from there, trust me. So, on Saturday, the 11th of June 2012 in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, I had my first experience with ayahuasca. In addition, I also had a removal of the karmic body and a chakra system closure. So it was a full-on, no messing about event for me. I'm also showing you some documents that I had prepared for myself prior to the ayahuasca event. So it will help you with food that you should eat, food that you should not be eating, and also your mental ability, medications that you may or may not be taking, and also your intentions. You need to write out a set of or an intention for the ayahuasca event. So I've written these documents to help you. So feel free, if you need a hard copy, to email me and I will email you these documents. Okay, so I am on my journey to Amsterdam and I am sitting with my notebook where I have my 3 pages of intentions, and I feel that the best way for me to remember my intentions for this ayahuasca ceremony is to rewrite those 3 pages. So I rewrite the 3 pages, and throughout the journey to Amsterdam, I read through them. So, and every now and again, I look at the pages so that I just familiarize myself with the intentions, so that if for some reason I forget to have, if for some reason I forget to have my notebook with me in the room, then at least on some level, I have my intentions inherently in my subconscious. So I do that, and I chill out, and I'm thinking about the Saturday, and I arrive in Amsterdam, and I'm there with another person, with my partner, and the moment that I arrive in Amsterdam, I am so in love with it. I adore Amsterdam, and it is a wonderful city. Amsterdam is much more than this red light district, and it is much more than the whole marijuana thing. It is an amazing place, and you know, if I could buy a lovely weekend apartment there, I would. It is a fantastic place, vibrant. It has wonderful culture. It's like London, but more. So for me, it would be like going from home. Amsterdam is beautiful, really, really beautiful. Anyway, enough about Amsterdam. So the Friday, we arrive on the Friday and we do some sightseeing. And Friday is the day that I have to do my fasting for 24 hours before I take the ayahuasca. So knowing this, and of course I give this information to my partner, so he knows this as well. But he doesn't give a shit. He's you know, it's just a case of, I'm here, I'm going to eat, and I'm going to enjoy myself. And if you want to fast, then you can fast for me. Okay, fine, no problem. So we go to do some sightseeing, and we go to some a lovely little marketplace, really nice, just wow. Don't get that in Germany. So and we buy some fruit, and I take you know, 3 or 4 blackberries. We just, you know, we just have a really relaxing time on the Friday. So then we go into, you know, I had no idea what today was. It the 24th, and it's the result of the UK referendum. So this morning I was watching the BBC and looked at the results. So, and for me it's pertinent because I am a UK citizen living in Germany. So my status with regard to what I can do here was really, really important. I think for a lot of expats that are in Europe, the situation today on Friday the 24th of June 2016 was really important. So, but there was clarification from David Cameron and also from this chap called Juncker. So things more or less stay exactly as they are if you're an expat living still in Europe. Things won't change for another 2 years at the minimum, at least. So, okay, so that's a real weight off my shoulders with regard to that situation, especially as my relationship with my German partner has broken down greatly. So, anyway, back to Amsterdam. So I am in Amsterdam. Oh, and my a removal of the karmic body. It takes 2 weeks for the energy to be completely transformed from the old energy, from your old energy to the new energy. And the 24th is the completion day of the 2 weeks. So today is the day. Today is the day for my wonderful removal of the karmic body energy completed. So I have now gone into a new energy vibration with a level of the removal of my karmic energy. So I am connecting to divine source and my higher self in a much quicker, speedy, protected, full on way. Yeah, so today's day is a day of everything, a weird day. Everything seems to be happening today. Just before I did this, I did this video 3 times already, and for some reason it wasn't kicking in with the vocals. And just a moment ago with the last video, I saw this crystalline, almost diamond clear shape before my eyes, and it was moving around my head. So I'm not sure what that was. Anyway, it isn't there anymore now. It's gone. So anyway, back to Amsterdam. Friday, just some sightseeing. In the evening, my partner is hungry, and you know, bugger the fasting. So we go to an Oriental restaurant in Amsterdam, and he has a full-on meal with 2 large glasses of wine, and I sit there with a plate, a rather nice plate, and nicely decorated. I think it was pak choy and a drizzle of soy sauce and some crushed peanuts, and I could only take, really, and I really wasn't hungry, but I could only take from that 3 very small slices of the stalk, very thin slices of the stalk of this pak choy vegetable, and that was it for me for the entire day. Knowing that, you know, at the next day I was going to be initiated into ayahuasca. So Saturday arrives, and we walk from our hotel through to the location where this ayahuasca ceremony has been held, and you know, we just discover how beautiful Amsterdam is. So lovely, really lovely, lovely architecture. Oh, amazing. So we get to this location. I carry my crystals with me everywhere. And I have my master crystal. I have a quartz crystal and I have a citrine crystal. And I also carry smaller gemstones. I carry amethyst, I carry selenite, I carry topaz, and I carry obsidian with me in my pocket. So when we arrived at the event, I told the lady that's facilitating the ayahuasca, is called Hannah, and I said to her, look, I have my crystals with me. Is it okay if I bring them into the room with me? I have them near me. And she said, no, under no circumstances, because energies, negative energies, can hide and hijack the crystals, and they can come out and they can just infiltrate the area and people with their nastiness. So I kept my crystals out with my shoes and umbrella and coat and handbag and everything else, and then went into the room where the mats were set out, where everyone would be sitting, and chose a place, sat down, and there was second morning, and there was a young lady sitting there. So I sat next to her, and then my partner sat next to me, and then we just waited for all the others to arrive. And you know how it is when you go to an event like this. It's very, very particular. So you arrive there with your own baggage, because you're arriving there with things, and that with aspects of your life that you need to have resolved. So I didn't want to disturb the peace of other people that were already sitting there. So you say good morning and you give a little tentative smile, and then you just keep to yourself, really. Though I am one, when I go to an event, to chit chat with people straight away. You kind of find out who looks as though who looks as though they're worth talking to. So well, that's how I do it. So so we sat there, and then other people arrive, and then eventually we're all sitting there, and then Hannah goes through a checklist as to making sure that those that are there are supposed to be there, and that no one is under any influence of drugs, alcohol, or is in some way, shape, or form psychologically unstable. So she goes through the checklist, and she makes sure that she gets some kind of response feedback from the others, from those of us that are participating. So once that is done, then she goes through the ceremony. She explains what it is that she's going through. She explains about ayahuasca, her experience with it, her training, her 16 years of training, her experiences with shamans, and the black shamans. And I'm not talking about the color of their skin. I'm talking about those that are that use say magic, but who use their abilities in a dark way to harm people with, and how she had been harmed by these particular dark shamans. And this is all on her website, so you can read about this if you want to. I know, but most people don't take to things like this. But with Hannah and what she was saying, and she was given her experience of life, and she had been through life. Really, she had been dragged through the hedges of life, every which way, and she's still standing. So well done her. So I felt, and I feel really, really good with her. So she went through the ceremony with her, the initiation, the meditation that she uses, and she just informs you what she's doing and why she's doing it, so that you feel at ease with everything that you see and with everything that you hear. So again, she goes through her altar, the things that were on her altar, why they're there, how she uses them, and what benefits that it is, not only to her but also to those in the room. Things like the candles, and she had a piece of pure ayahuasca on the table, on the altar, and some other bits and bobs. So So yes. So then she initiates, and she says, if you want to ask a question, but then by all means ask a question. So then she gets started with playing some lovely music, and then measuring out a small dose of ayahuasca, which is an initiation dose of ayahuasca for everyone. So it's just to see how your body copes with this small initiation dose. And I must admit that prior to attending, I did do some research. I looked at various videos. I read certain blogs. I looked at literature regarding ayahuasca experiences. So I did know about some of the music that was being played, and for some people, they did say that they first started off with this wonderful, relaxing, calm, and tranquil music, and then once you took the full dose of ayahuasca, then they would play something quite different, quite dark, so that it would take you to the places that you had to be taken to. So I was, prepared for that, and also prepared for the bitterness of the ayahuasca. So the only bitter liquid that I had tasted is called Swedish bitters, and that's a plant extract elixir that helps to balance the body. It's a health herbal drink. And so that's my only reference point to a bitter medicine or elixir, as it were. So I was prepared for the bitterness and the not so pleasant taste of the ayahuasca. So we take our first dose, and I have to hold my nose, close my eyes, and then knock this small dose back. And luckily, see, this is the way that I could only take the ayahuasca, because if I had smelt it, it would have put me off it, and I would have vomited straight there and then. And it just eases the liquid down. So holding my nose, I knock back the smallest amount, the preliminary amount that is given to everybody, and it does have a bitter taste to it, but it tastes like a tree, although I don't eat trees or I don't eat bark, but it's what you imagine chewing on a piece of bark would taste like, in a way. It has a real woody component, a real woody aftertaste to it. It tastes like nature, pure and simple. That's what it tastes like. It tastes woody. It tastes like nature, and that's it. So anyway, I took my first dose, sat down, and just tried to find my still center and chill out with the music that was being played. So I was loving the music, and it is good music. It's good music that you could play and do a real good spring clean with. And you wouldn't be, begrudging having to do a spring clean, from top to bottom, at every corner, and the ceiling, walls, and floor, and all over the place. The music was lovely. It's the music that you play to do that kind of work. So it would kind of cheer you along, egg you along to, calm you down when you would do this. So you would feel good doing it. So honestly, Hannah selected the most wonderful piece of music to play, and she started off with these female singers doing chanting or meditating or whatever it was in Spanish, but it was lovely. It was really calming, really tranquil, just really beautiful, and I loved it. I really loved it. I loved listening to it. Towards the end of the session, Hannah played Aboriginal music, And that was nice as well, really earthy and spiritual in a way. It was really good music. I connected to it. So everything she played, I connected to it. It was real good music. And do you know what? It really helped me throughout the whole ordeal, the whole event. It really, really helped me. Anyway, jumping ahead. So I'm sitting there after the first dose. Everyone has their first dose, and Hannah asks how we are. And, everyone seems fine, and we wait a bit longer. And then she is preparing a second dose, and so I asked her a question. I said to her, can I ask you a question? And then she says, oh, I can't answer you. I can't take any questions now because I'm preparing the altar. So she's deep in her chanting over and using her hands over certain things on the altar. So I feel a bit bad actually for having interrupted her, but I had no idea what she was doing really. So she did say that we could ask questions. So anyway, so she did what she had to do, and then she said to me, ask me. And I felt really bad. I felt really silly, but it was fine. So I asked her this question about taking a bath in salt water. And so she said, I said to her, I can't remember whether I saw you in a video saying that you should take a bath in salt water, or whether it was someone else that I saw that said that you should take a bath in salt water. And she said to me that it wasn't her, but yes, it is a very good idea to take a bath with salt. And she said, ideally sea salt. But so she told everyone in the room, yes, if you're going to take a bath with salt in the bath water, sea salt ideally, because it cleanses the body of negative entities. So I thought to myself, that's exactly what my parents did. My mother and my father, when they took a bath, they always added salt to their water. And then I said to myself, but if you are unable to buy pure good sea salt or Himalayan salt, then table salt is just as good. At least you'll get nice soft water, and if you're using bubble bath, you will get a lot of bubbles, and you get a nice luxurious spa bath by having ordinary table salt in the water. So if you're strapped for cash, if you're going through a real austerity crunch measure thing, and you can't afford, or really you cannot afford all these lovely pure sea salts and Himalayan sea salt, then if that's then fine, then use sea salt. Salt is salt. Give yourself some luxury. So add sea salt, add the table salt to the water. Salt is salt. It works just as good. That's my tip for today for you. So I was pleased that I made that question, and it may have helped someone if they have a bath in Amsterdam, or do they mainly have showers? I don't know, but having a bath in sea salt is good for you, and I love doing that. I really do. That's a nice spa event for me. I'm in there for hours with my candles and everything. So anyway, I digress. Ayahuasca. So Hannah then prepares a second dose of ayahuasca. So she prepares the doses in 3 batches. So she does she fills 3 small glass vessels, and she gives it to the first lot of 3 people, and then the second lot of 3 people, and then the third lot, and then whoever else. So I am in the second lot of 3 people that take their dose, and this is this is the adult dose. This is the largest dose of ayahuasca that you take. So I get up from my seat. And I go to collect this glass vessel, and I'm thinking, that's a lot. I'm standing there looking at this, and people are looking at me, and I'm thinking, that is a lot. And I'm thinking, yeah, how am I going to get this down? Can I get this done in one gulp? No, if you do that, you're going to choke and you're going to spit that out straight away. So don't even try that. Okay, so this is either a two gulp or a 3 gulp process now, and you will hold your nose for this. And I'm thinking, shit, that really is a lot of ayahuasca. Fuck. Anyway, so I hold my nose, close my eyes, take the most almighty first gulp, bring my head back up again and think, okay, now the second gulp quickly, otherwise that's it, you're going to throw up. So then I had to take the second gulp quickly, keep my hand pinched over my nose, seriously, because I was thinking, oh God, this is going to come up. And then I handed back the glass to Hannah, and I did make a face, because it is, and that was a big measure, and I felt all of that at the back of my throat and in my mouth, at the back of my tongue. It was a lot. It was bitter, and it was woof. My stomach was filled with that real big dose. So I returned back to my seat, and I had to calm myself, because I could really feel that big dose in my stomach, and the bitterness of that. And I was thinking, oh gosh, I need to calm myself down and calm my stomach down and think some real nice, calming, positive thoughts, because otherwise this is going to come right up now. So I sat down and I listened to the music, and I listened to the melodies and the rhythms, and I was calming myself down with the music and saying to myself, it's okay, don't worry, it's fine. You're going to be fine. Your stomach is fine. It's not a problem. It can handle this. Everything is fine. Everything is okay. And I just kept saying this like a mantra to myself. Don't worry. It's fine. Don't worry. Everything's fine. Your stomach is fine. And so, but it was like the ayahuasca was lining my stomach with this heavy dose. So it was the only way for me to find my still center by saying this to myself in a really calm way. So anyway, so I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting up. Other people are lying down, because Hannah says, if you want to, you can lie down. And I'm thinking, lie down? If I were to lie down, this would come up and out immediately. So I am not lying down. I am sitting right up. And if I have to projectile into that bucket, then fine. But lying down, no way. So I'm sitting there with on this hard floor, my back to the wall, and I am watching Hannah, and then I'm closing my eyes, and I'm thinking, okay, this is going to take some time to work into my system, and for me to see whatever it is that I need to see or experience or sense. So give it the time that it needs, and just calm down. Just be calm, just be tranquil. And I get to a stage where I'm really calm, and I can feel my body on the mat, on the floor, and my back against the wall, and I feel my inner self really, really calm, and my body is so relaxed now. But I feel as though I'm levitating, as though my inner self is rising, it's levitating. But it's I feel calm and relaxed at this stage. So I love it. The music is great. It's helping me a lot. My stomach feels calmer, and I just feel really lightheaded. I feel calm, a lovely, deep, tranquil calmness that's passing over me. And so Hannah, she comes over and she says to me, well, everyone really, how you're feeling. And I look at her, and I smile, and she comes over to me, and she said, how are you? And I said, I feel good. I feel really calm. I feel really tranquil. It's nice. It's a nice feeling. She said, okay. And then she goes back to her altar, and she does her stuff that she has to do, and then she does some more clearing and stuff, and I close my eyes, and then she does her chanting thing, whatever it is, but she's talking to us, and she's telling us what it is that she's doing, and And then about 10 seconds into her doing whatever she's doing, I hear this noise come out from her. And I think, oh, that does not sound good. That doesn't sound nice. And I'm a bit wary, a bit nervous, a bit cautious. And I'm thinking, what the hell was that? So, and then I said to myself, okay, so open your eyes and look. And I'm thinking, no, that wasn't a good sound. And I don't want to see whatever it is. I don't want to open my eyes, no. And then I'm having this debate with myself. Open your eyes. It's okay. Look. You will learn. Just open your eyes. So eventually I open my eyes, and Hannah's just standing there in front of me, and the altar is facing directly for people, and Hannah is facing us, but she's facing more or less me than the others, because all the others are lying down, and I'm the only one sitting up. So she's spitting out into a bowl, and she's saying, when she does these ceremonies, these entities know that she's bringing light and pureness and goodness into the room, and they start attacking her. So, and she has to take out these entities as soon as they try to enter her. So I'm thinking, I knew this was the case when I heard her spitting. She's just taking out the stuff that doesn't need to be in her. So yeah, so fine. So, and for the rest of the evening, I just sit there, sit up, just looking at her, and I learn from her. So it's good. So this big dose of ayahuasca takes its time to connect with me. And the others that were there, and eventually people start moving around and rustling around on their mattress, and then I hear this and sorry, Hannah says to me that she is going to ask me as the first person into the treatment room to have my removal of my karmic body and the chakra system closure. So I say, fine, no problem. So I am waiting for her to tell me when the time is right, when she's ready to go into this new room. And she's also trained, but she also bestows upon one of her student assistants some chanting, a meditation, and some energy, because he's going to be doing some work with her. And so because he's in the room, he needs to be able to hold the space and protect not only the room and himself, but also protect the people in the room through his energy. So she does this meditation chanting thing where she brings down this light through her and into him. And I am watching this whole method of this new divine tool that she is giving and bringing into him, that he is able to receive. So that wasn't another insight. These things are good to watch. You should watch. So so she does that, and then eventually she asks, the young lady next to me starts crying, really sobbing, and then she goes over to her and she speaks to her, and there's something going on there with some experience with the ayahuasca. So at this time, it really is affecting people a lot. So yeah. So then a few minutes after that, then Hannah says to me, okay, so now you and I, well, me and her, and this other young man have to go to this preparations, this healing room for the removal of the karmic body and the chakra system closure. So we go into this room, and Hannah explains what it is that she's going to do, and why this young man is here. And he's been trained to do what she does, because a lot of people are asking her to do, but she can't do everybody's. And she tells me a bit about the history of this man, this young man, which is really interesting. And then she says to me, you have your chakras are completely filled with dark entities, and they are just feeding off you. every bit of your chakra, space around you, they're feeding off you. And also through your lineage, through your ancestors, you have a lot of entities there, and you've had this, you know, from since you were born. So there was somewhere in your lineage, somebody was doing some form of black magic, and they've hooked that into your lineage, into your family lineage. So your ancestral line has been harboring that, and you've carried that from since birth, you know, to now, and it's not good stuff. So yes, so so Hannah then starts her thing with trying to liberate me from all this nastiness, you know, and these things that have been in my ancestral line do not want to leave me. They are fighting her like tooth and nail to stay where they are, and not be moved. So she, you know, she really is doing her stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, God, you know, she is, wow, this is heavy. This is exhausting stuff, really exhausting stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, she needs some help. And if I can help her, then I will. So I say to myself, you know, with really good intentions, I want all of this negativity, all these horrible entities out of my system here and now. And all my good energy, positive energy, to help Hannah remove all of these negative energies. So that's from where I was sitting, from my point. That's what I was doing, because there was a lot of shit going on there. Fuck. Anyway, so that's what I was doing. It must have been about 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes into this, and again, she's teaching this guy, this young man, how to do, and what she was saying, telling him what she was sensing from me, and he's sitting there, and he's, you know, and he's holding a good space, a good energy space to help take out all these entities from me. And then this horrid screeching, screaming comes running out from the main room, down the hallway, past our room, into I think what must have been the toilet. And it was a man, one of the people paying for the ayahuasca, you know, these visitors. And I thought to myself, shit, that was not a good scream. That was not good. And he was really having a hard time. Seriously, I mean, when he started screaming, it made me jump. It frightened me, in fact. And I could see that Hannah and this young guy were also alerted to this guy screaming down the hallway, out of the room, down the hallway, and then into the toilets. So Hannah had to close down what she was doing and protect me and the space, and then go and see to her and this guy. They left the room, and they went to see to this guy who was in the toilets, who was really screaming, really like he was, you know, not that he was possessed, but you know, it was that harsh. And in Dutch, she was asking him, you know, what's going on? You know, how do you feel? You know, what is it? And he was trying to answer her, and he was screaming back. And I'm thinking, shit. And she was saying to him, no, explain to me, what are you thinking, feeling, sensing? I mean, this was all in Dutch. She was asking him questions, and she wanted some feedback just to find out about his well-being, because he was really sounding panicky and screaming, like screaming for his life. So, and it was scary to hear. So, you know, he was trying to tell her what was in his head and what he was feeling. And she was saying, open the door, you know, let me in, let me help. And he was saying, no, he can't. You know, he's being sick, and he can't open the door. And there was all this going on. I was thinking, shit, this is bad. This is some heavy shit going down here now. So eventually, the situation at toilets had calmed down a bit, and then Hannah came into the room, and she restarted what she was doing with me. Must have been another 15 more minutes or something, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes, and this whole screaming thing started again, and that was it. And so Hannah just kind of closed down my my area, my chakras, my energy again, you know, in a good way, and said that I had to get back to the room. And then she said she was again finding out the well-being of this guy in the toilet. But there were, I think, another two people that had also run out into the hallway and into the kitchen to vomit or to do whatever they wanted to do, because there were people then wanting to use the toilets, but he was in there, so they were also having a hard time. So she was dealing with them. I was getting back into the room, and then eventually everyone else had to get back into that room. And she just said, you know, there is a lot of the energy in this room, the frequency is too low, and there are too many negative entities in the room. So she had to get rid of them and raise the vibration of the room, and also get rid of the negative entities that were trying to attack the assistant that was trying to hold the room. So she was doing all of this. So yeah, I mean, it was full on, really full on. So then she accomplished all of that, and then she was just waiting in the room and making sure that people were okay, and making sure she got feedback from people, just looking over them. And then she took my after a while took my partner next into the room, and then did the thing with him. But he was only there for about maybe half an hour, 45 minutes maximum. And I thought to myself, well, then maybe she had to do the same with me, because people were still running out of the room and being sick. So maybe she had to, you know, come back to him again at a later time. So then he came back, and then she just again checked the room, made sure that those that were in the toilets were okay. And then she made sure the people that were in the room were okay. And then she took, I think, then the next person who's the third person to have the removal of the karmic body and the chakra system closure. She took them into the room, and she dealt with them. And I just sat there with my eyes closed, you know. And every now and again, I would look into the room to make sure that everything was okay. But then when Hannah was out with this other person, then I was sick. Then the ayahuasca just came up and out, and it really, all of it came up and out, and there was nothing left inside me. And I thought to myself, yeah, but I didn't experience anything, I didn't see anything. And I thought, wow, so does that mean that I don't get another dose? I hope I get a second full dose, because I did not experience anything. I didn't see anything. I didn't hear any voice, although some people do, some people don't hear voices. So I didn't see anything. So, maybe it isn't working on me. I don't know what's going on. So I sat there and I was querying my experience of ayahuasca, and I'm thinking, okay, you know, then just a case of calm down, listen to the music, be in tune with it. Feel tranquil again, just calm down, center your space again, find your still center. So I just did that, calmed down. I was just looking into the room, and then kept my eyes closed just to calm myself down. But you know, I was being sick, and I was spitting a bit. And then Hannah came back into the room, making sure that everyone was okay. And then one of the assistants was able then to take my bucket away, the basin that I had been sick in, to clean it, and then come back with a fresh one, and then give me a nice little hand towel just to freshen my lips with and my hands with after being sick. So I was just sort of making sure that I was okay, and swiping away any sickness from my mouth, and just taking care of myself. I'm just sitting there with my eyes closed, and just trying to find my still center again and be calm. And then Hannah gets back into the room, and she makes sure that the room is okay and everyone's okay, and then she says, you know, does anyone else want to have another full dose of ayahuasca? She says, and she looks at me. She says, I know you do. What about your friend next to you? And I'm trying to persuade him to say yes, but eventually he says no, because he can't handle any more of it, because it was too disturbing from just the first time round. And one of the other guys who was sick takes another dose. So that was it. So I take my second dose again in the usual way, holding my nose and in 2 gulps, and then sit down. Try to calm down, try to connect with the music, try to find my still center, and just try to relax, so that the ayahuasca can connect with me. So then I then found myself saying, okay, talking to myself, calm down, relax, chill out, listen to the music. Everything is fine. Everything is going to be fine. Don't worry about it. Everything is fine. So I just get myself to that stage where I feel a good level of tranquility. And then I close my eyes and I'm thinking, okay, so I can't see anything. And why can't I see anything? So again, I keep asking myself questions and assessing why is it that I don't see anything when other people see things. And why is it not working for me? And then I say to myself, stop forcing yourself to see something. Stop asking yourself. Stop assessing the situation. Stop trying to quantify everything. Just let the mind be free and just calm down. So I did this, and eventually I realized when I had my eyes closed that I had a veil over me. And so the reason why I wasn't seeing anything was because do you know when you go to a funeral and you see the ladies that have a black veil over their face, over their head? That was what I felt that I had. But instead of having one sort of, ultra thin sheer black veil, it was as though I had 3 or 4 veils that I was trying to look through to find out what was on the outside. So I saw these, and I was sensing these globes, these small globes, like pearls, circles of colourful light, and red and orange. These are the colours that I sense from a couple of these globes, or the colours that I could recognise. And they were just whooshing around in a circular motion. There were no clear geometry shapes, and there were no crystal clear colors. Nothing was clear and pristine. Everything was though I was looking through something murky and dark, like these 3 or 4 black sheer veils. And I could just make out their shape, just make out their size, their shape, their movement. That's how this was with me. And so when those globes moved away, then I had maybe a couple of more kind of abstract art visions, fleetingly, that I saw through this black veil, those black veils, and then that went, and then I saw this face, or rather a mask, and it was a disturbing looking mask. These very wide eyes. It's almost somewhat demonic in its look, and these teeth, just glaring at me. And I thought, okay, all right, I acknowledge that you're there. I see you. Okay, you're there. I don't know why you're there, but I acknowledge you're there. Okay, fine. I see you. All right. Okay. I'm trying to calm myself down, and then that dissolves into the darkness, and then I see a face again. Like the Pacific Islanders, the Polynesians, the Maoris, and they have this tribal painting on their face. Well, that's what I see. I see a face, and I see these tribal paintings. On like a warrior painting on a face, and I say, okay, through very faintly but through these veils, okay, I said to myself, I acknowledge you're there, I sense you, I see you, I don't know why you're there, but okay, you're there for a reason. Okay, all right, I see you, I acknowledge you're there, okay, fine, lovely, fine, wonderful, okay. And then that disappears, and then this kind of then there's then the one before that, the mask, the horrid demonic type of mask comes back, and again it's okay, you're back again. I sense you, I see you. Okay, fine, you're there. I don't know why you're there, but okay, fine. You know, whatever. I don't know why you're there. Okay, so you can go now. I've seen you. Bye. And it's just, and that's it. And then there is nothing else. And I'm thinking, okay, so just relax, because, you know, relax, and whatever arrives. But that was it, and I didn't see anything else. And I thought, don't force it. Just relax. If you do see something, you do. If you don't, you don't. And I said to myself, there is something trying to block you seeing and sensing what you need to see and sense in order for you to move forward in a really strong and good way. So, okay, so just be aware of that. So, yeah, so then I was sitting there, and then again, I was sick. The second dose, the adult dose, just came up and out again. So that was it. So then I just sat there with this bucket of this sick, and my stomach was completely emptied from the ayahuasca, and I just had to sit there and calm my nerves and my stomach again from being sick, and just listening to the music, which is lovely, which really did help. So then eventually Hannah comes back into the room and assesses everything and everyone, does whatever she needs to do, clearing the assistants who may have been attacked again in the room. Every time she comes into the room, every time she enters that room, she does let us know what she's sensing, feeling. And that she does say that the room still has low energy, negative energy, a lot of it still. And she has to try really hard to get rid of it and to lift it. So and she changes the music as well to bring that about. So she was working hard, really working hard in that room and with everyone. So then eventually, you know, the evening, you know, moves on. It becomes darker, and so, you know, she asks everyone if they're okay, and then she has to put it close to the evening. And she says to me that at the very end of the evening, after everyone has had their tea and their cake and whatever else, that's when she'll finish my treatments. So we get to the point where she then closes the ceremony. She does what she has to do. The music is there to accompany her doing this, and then she brings in, with the help of two others, the teas and the cake and the fruit and the water. So that's the evening coming to a close. And, you know, she says, if you want to get up and dance, you know, to you know, because we're closing now, if you want to get up and dance and feel the rhythm in you, then do it. No one did. But I sat there sometimes with my eyes closed, just nodding away to the music and tapping away with my fingers and just feeling the beat of this music, and that was it. And so eventually she goes with me into this other room, this time just by herself, and she finishes off the entire removal of the karmic body and the chakra system closure. And so I stand up in front of this chair. And she does my back, and then she turns me around. She does my front. She does my left, my right, and then she asks me to to lay down on this massage bench, and she does the whole taking away wherever she feels them around me from my chakras and my karmic body. She takes the whole lot off me, above me, below me, my left, my right. My chakra points on my back, my chakra points on my front, at my head, and before my head, and at my feet and after my feet. So just a whole lot. And then she does the whole clearing, cleansing, getting rid of all that crap, and then the whole clearing and removal of that, and securing me, of my being, my entity, my body, of the karmic body and the chakras, and that's it. I'm done. And I tell you, when she has done that, I feel relieved. I feel really, really, really relieved. I actually feel emotional about it. It was a really deep, profound experience for me. It's very much so. But I did feel relief. I truly felt relief, and the tears were just bubbling over, just because, you know, knowing what she told me, and someone else has said the same thing to me before. There's a lady that I saw, and she, like a medium, and she said to me, "Do you know, I can see you, and you are being just fed on by other spirits. They are just, you have no back to you. You're exposed. And these entities, these spirits, these male entities are just living off you." And so this particular lady had to call down energy from angelic energy, the primary angels, pure light, to not only close my back, the energy on my back, but they had put a sign on my back so that it was absolutely sealed from anyone accessing it, and also on my forehead as well. They had written something on there, like a seal on there. So I just, you know, it was just like I was fodder for these parasites. Wow. So I felt really relieved on the Saturday, truly so, and quite emotional as well. So anyway, I entered into the room with all the others, you know, and we're all talking about our experiences. And the young lady that was sitting next to me said to me, "Do you know, when you were sitting there, and I was going through a real tough trauma with the ayahuasca, a really bad time." And she said, when I heard you say that you were really well, you were fine, you were calm, you were tranquil, that hearing you say that and feeling you next to me made me feel calm and safe. And she said, "You have this wonderful mother energy around you that I have never experienced, not even with my own mother. And I felt so pleased that you had wanted to sit next to me, and that I felt so safe with you next to me. And when you said that you were calm and tranquil, that helped me that helped to calm me down from the trauma that I was going through with the ayahuasca, with whatever with where I was." And you know something, I just felt so pleased. That I was able, not realizing that I was able to do that and give this wonderful calmness and peace to someone else who's going through a really harsh traumatic times through the ayahuasca. And with my partner as well, when he was laying there, he was forever reaching out to hold my hand, as though he was afraid of being left by himself. So whatever he was going through was really quite traumatic for him. So yeah, so that to me was just a real beautiful added bonus to that event. So if there's anything that you need to ask me more about my experience with ayahuasca, or to divulge your experience with ayahuasca, then please, you know, contact me, you know, ask me. Let's share our experiences together, because we can always move forward from it. So I leave you with this, and I say to you, please take good care of yourself, and I will speak with you very soon. So all the best to you. Bye bye.